Welcome to MiSST, the celebration of music through lockdown.
Beginning of last March, I was thinking, right, we've got to prepare for this concert at the Queen Elizabeth Hall.
All of the MiSST staff and all of the students and all of the teachers had worked really, really hard.
Obviously, what was going through our heads also was that this may well not happen.
And all of the MiSST staff were all getting goosebumps because we were like, this is so amazing. And then 2 days later, we found out that we had to cancel the concert. So that was really, really upsetting.
So initially, we were really concerned that students outside of the classroom would struggle with their music making.
It was quite a worrying time thinking about how children would cope, but also how we would be able to best support the children to still have the Andrew Lloyd Webber programme.
We knew that the initial priority was just to make sure that we were providing as many resources as possible.
And also how they would still continue to learn a musical instrument.
Schools were continuing as normal, so we knew that the teachers were already hugely stretched and we just wanted to take some of that pressure away from them.
So we had to make all our curriculum fit into videos, basically. It was just like, teaching a lesson, but all on camera.
Tutorials of pieces, video lessons on individual pieces.
And we've also made sure that all of the theory resources are online and that there's PowerPoints and exercise and homework and just everything that we had beforehand is now online as well.
So that our heads of music could use those resources and support their students in continuing their instrumental tuition.
So when we had students back in schools, sometimes students would need to then self-isolate for 2 weeks, but then they could access the online curriculum in that case.
So our schools have been amazing. They've also been doing live lessons with the students so that music continues in all of our schools. But also, as an addition, they have been looking at our resources and also following our Andrew Lloyd Webber programme at home.
Considering everything that's going on, it's been quite incredible the way that we've managed to maintain a high level of teaching for our students, but that is thanks to the resources from MiSST. It's thanks to the all students being able to have their own instrument and being able to continue independently with that.
I've been able to continue learning my instrument during lockdown. I managed to do it in the live lessons with my teachers, which has been really helpful on starting to know what to do with my instrument.
I've been able to continue playing my instrument during lockdown via live lessons with my teachers and classmates from home.
Many schools have sort of set up instrument clinics so that students can drop their instruments off in a COVID secure way so they can get fixed and sent home again. So basically at every single stage, trying to make sure that at the heart of MiSST is this entitlement model where every single student is entitled to this music curriculum, and just because the country's in lockdown, that doesn't get in the way of it, and we're just trying to do everything that we can to make sure that the students can still access it.
Now that I figured out I was going to play the violin, I was very happy because I was a beginner at it. And when I got the violin, it was even more better because I would learn how to play it. And I was playing my instrument with my teacher's live lessons.
I think that blended learning is the way forward. I do believe that nothing really replaces, that face-to-face in-school provision, and I'm sure the teachers will agree. But I think that there is a place for technology. There is a place for children to access things outside of the school.
The plan is to incorporate this online learning into our lessons even when we're back in school. I think it's going to show more progress. It's going to mean kids are more engaged with their instrument, and it means they can get help, and it means it's learning an instrument by yourself at home can be quite lonely sometimes. So I think these resources are brilliant because it creates that teacher classroom effect when students are at home.
They are now equipped to be able to study at home well themselves. So when we're setting a homework, they're all on teams together and they can contact us as teachers more easily, and we can direct them to these useful resources that they can follow in their own time and they can watch again in their own time. So without that lockdown, I think that would have taken a lot longer to develop.
the first thought was just, how can we make ensemble music happen in some way in the next few months?
The first piece we virtually recorded was Finlandia.
First thing that came to my mind is, how do we make sure that our students are learning these parts properly from home? And so the idea was to do tutorial videos.
I think one of the best things that has come out of it is giving the student leaders an opportunity to develop their teaching skills, and that they've also create tutorial videos.
I had to do like online videos to send out to the rest of the section to help them practice their parts, and end up having a lot of fun during it. And I feel like it kind of shows in the video.
They're much closer in age to their younger students, so they can remember the challenges that they've faced when they were at that stage of learning. And so they've got great tips for those younger children.
I managed to put it all together in one way or another, and I think it was really well enjoyed. Classic FM featured it on their Twitter and social media pages, and I think it was just a really nice way to start a kind of new virtual way of making music with MiSST, because I think we realised that as those weeks were going on, that this is probably something we're going to have to do again at some point.
It was great to play on your own with just a metronome, and then see the finished product with everyone else playing, and you could see them all enjoying it. It was great.
One of the most positive things was the virtual rally.
We had loads of special guests, so actually it felt like a kind of an event where our students were turning up to kind of online event with, we had Nikki Benezetti came and spoke to us.
When I think of what I'm looking for in another musician, I'm looking for a camaraderie in that sense. People that are trying to think as large as possible and as perhaps even as confusing as possible.
And it was great because we had obviously the current students who again stepped out of their comfort zone and did some amazing things. And we also had some of our alumni, they talked about their professional experiences and how MiSST had an impact.
MiSST has definitely helped me just because I've completely seen a different new genre, and I can take all tips from that in terms of because before I was kind of using strings and I was using them way too high, and then I realised, hang on a minute, I you can't really use a cello up in the third octave, and it's okay, cool. So I was kind of getting loads of tips from how orchestral instruments work, so that you can put them into songs.
And also they were getting used to doing online rehearsals, online sectionals, and practicing their parts with the tutor on Zoom to create, as I said, the same sort of thing, virtual pieces there.
With Lion King, it was really, really cool. It was like going back into memory lane, because most of us, we watched Lion King as a child, so it was really, really a fun thing to play. So.
It was a nice, really positive ending to a mad academic year.
Mambo number 5 that you'll hear in this concert is our replacement for our MiSST Together days. So normally we would do our MiSST Together days where we'd have 2 or 3 or 4 schools come together in a big orchestra. Instead, we're actually trying to join all the schools together, because of course there's no issue with geography now.
We've sort of sent the differentiated parts to schools. Schools have still gone through the same process. They've nominated a certain number of students, right from complete beginners who were given their instrument for the first time in September, all the way through to maybe students in year 9 who are sort of coming to the end of their Key Stage 3 journey.
So actually it's been really lovely. We did a little tiny Jingle Bells Christmas card Twitter release before Christmas, which again had every single school part of that little piece. And the same with Mambo number 5, we've got all of our schools taking part. And that wouldn't have been possible actually before, because you just wouldn't have had the space and wouldn't have been able to have done it, given that we have so many schools around the country now.
And students are being asked to record their parts for MiSST Together, and again they'll be put together for this virtual MiSST Together orchestra.
Mambo No. 5 is originally composed by Cuban musician Perez Prado in 1949. It was later popularized by Lou Bega in 1999. Tonight it will be performed by our MiSST Together Orchestra featuring musicians from all 17 MiSST schools.
The Saturday School students have been preparing Danzon, and when we were able to have Saturday School live, they were rehearsing, making really, really fantastic progress. Now, since we haven't been able to do Saturday School in person, we've been directing the students to record different sections.
Something very different from any of the repertoire we've covered before. It's quite challenging rhythmically.
I like it. It was really hard at the beginning, and then when they showed us the video of like the professionals playing, it was really intimidating. But like, I'm really enjoying it.
Lots of awkward shifts and really kind of hardcore violin stuff.
It has like a bit of everything, which is why I think I enjoyed playing it so much, because I've got to do like really fast spiccato bits, but I've also had like long legato melodic lines as well. So I think having everything just really ties everything together really nicely. It's a really, really beautiful piece.
I really enjoyed Danzon because it's such like this really cool piece that I thought was a really, really fun way to play, because I'd never played something like that on my viola before.
It's really fun to play. It's also quite difficult, but that's part of the fun, which is great.
Danzon No. 2 is a work for symphony orchestra by Mexican composer Arturo Marquez. This is one of the most popular and well-known pieces ever composed by someone from Mexico. It reflects on the dance style called danza, which has its origins in Cuba, but is an active musical form in many parts of Mexico.
Our big announcement today is to announce our Young Musician of the Year. It's been a strange year of virtual videos, of tutorial videos, and so there kind of had to be only one winner, which is Fahar. So Fahar is our Young Musician of the Year. Fahar, thank you so much for everything you've done this year. You have been unbelievable, unbelievably helpful, unbelievably inspiring in many, many ways because of the things that you have made and the kind of joy that you brought to us with some of those videos in such a kind of sad time in many ways. So thank you so much for that. We have a shield which will be kept by the winner for a year whilst they are the Young Musician. And the names of the previous winners are engraved on there. So Christian's name is on there from last year. So it'll be a really nice memento of all those that have got it.
We're all amazingly proud of you. You've made some amazing progress even in a year where everything kind of closed down. So yeah, just well done.
One thing we taught at MiSST is the spirit of helping others and giving back. And this year we have partnered with Chelsea Community Hospital School to help children with mental health needs to learn the violin. We are donating instruments, books, stands and our online resources to children who are struggling with lockdown at the Chelsea Community Hospital School. And we ask if you would like to contribute to this to visit our website miss.org.uk and donate.
Hello, my name is Lala. I am the mentor at Chelsea Community Hospital School, supporting all our young people with their emotional well-being whilst in education with us. And to that end, I'm also one of the adults who will be learning to play the violin alongside our students, which is a fantastic and invaluable shared experience and opportunity that's been made possible thanks to this exciting new programme and the Music in Secondary Schools Trust. Thank you so much for donating these beautiful violins that we'll be learning on. We are really excited to learn and hopefully share something good enough with you soon.
It's been such a challenging time for mental health, and I think music is a really good thing to focus on, and I hope what we've provided is a kind of structure.
It's been really lovely to be able to give our students that reason and purpose to take out their instruments and make music again.
The level of engagement has been incredible, and most schools have been asking students to sort of send in recordings each week as evidence of the practice they've been doing. It's just been incredible to see these students just carrying on, just ploughing on with learning their instrument, finding the love, the motivation that comes with getting better at something.
And also just the resilience of the children, how they've managed to continue to practice and also just how they've managed to stay connected with each other.
We've also had some fantastic stories where we've had some parents and even grandparents getting involved in lessons, and they've started to learn instruments, or they've taken instruments out of the attic. And this has all been possible through the MiSST online resources that we have been using.
The children will have the opportunity to learn, whether they're in school or whether they're not in school. And that's what we passionately believe in. Thank goodness we've been able to do that with the support of the school. So that's something that we're really, really proud of. Every child should be able to play, and COVID won't stop that.